check that.
Super funny. Louder than that. Are you feeling the burn? Yeah! Are you ready for a revolution? Yeah! Say it like you mean it. Are you ready for a revolution? Yeah!
Send me to the burn unit!
There you go. My name is Kaayo, and I work for the campaign. Thank you all so much for coming out this afternoon. We cannot do this here without all of you. I want to take a few minutes just to tell you a little bit about the things we're going to be doing here in the Ocean State. We're very, very happy to be here. The campaign is going to go and compete as hard as we can for all 24 of the pledged delegates here in the Ocean State. Let's hear it for that. Now let me tell you how we're going to do that. The way we're going to do that is we're going to get out there and we're going to knock on doors and we're going to walk streets all throughout the state, and we're going to take the Senator's populist message to the homes of every voter throughout the Ocean State. And I'll tell you right now, when we take Bernie's message out there, we can do well. We can get as many delegates as we need. And we know that we are in quite the delegate fight here. This state is important to us. This state is important to Bernie. This state is important to making sure that we win the nomination. That's all I have to say for you, but I want to introduce our next speaker. He is the CEO of DFA, Mr. Jim Dean.
All right, folks. First, quick introduction. My name is Jim Dean. I'm the chair of Democracy for America, an organization about 1.2 million members, 87.5% of whom voted and asked us to endorse Bernie Sanders several months ago. In the great state of Rhode Island, so we are really thrilled and really pleased. And I think the biggest thing of all is, number one, to say thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be here and to help move this campaign forward and win Rhode Island. And number two is to say that this election is going to be won only one way, which is by voter-to-voter contact. And I can tell you this because we've been doing trainings for 10 years. We've supported something like 1,000 candidates up and down the ballot. And the fact of the matter is that the most effective way to persuade a voter to either vote for your candidate or just vote is person-to-person contact. I can guarantee that. And every time you talk to somebody, a family, friend, neighbor, somebody on a canvas list, you are making that personal connection. You are personally testifying for the next president of the United States of America. So it is very, very important for all of us to please sign up on these volunteer sheets and to please help talk to your family, friends, and neighbors to get this man elected president by winning the great state of Rhode Island. That I actually went to school here sometime. I actually lived down the road in Connecticut. But the organization that I am the chair of, all our members, was founded by my brother, who is Howard Dean, who is supporting me. He supported the other candidate.
One other candidate.
What that means is, take my word for it, you can be 62 years old and still be the middle child of the family. But the fact of the matter is, this is a wonderful, wonderful celebration that at this point in the primary juncture, we have a chance here in Rhode Island to make a difference, and in my home state of Connecticut. And I think all of us would agree that it has been a very long time since a New York or Connecticut or Rhode Island primary actually mattered and actually was the difference maker in this election. But that is the opportunity that we have right now. It is the opportunity to say that we want to change in the way we govern. It's an opportunity to say that we want a foreign policy that's driven by collaboration and not confrontation. It's an opportunity to raise the middle class, to do something to make this economy work for all Americans. It's an opportunity for racial justice. And most importantly, it's an opportunity for the great state of Rhode Island to send a message to the rest of this country that we're not kidding. There's a lot more important stuff to do So let's have at it, let's volunteer, let's sign up for these phone banks and for these candidates. And let's know that every time you speak to a person, you're speaking to somebody that's going to talk to another person and then another person, as the great Cesar Chavez said about organizing. You talk to one person and you talk to another, and we've got over 2.5 weeks to make this work. And this isn't that difficult. We can do this. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen for Bernie Sanders. The most important part of this, and that is to introduce you to the person who actually is coordinating and running the field operation, the operation that we need to actually talk to every single voter in this state and win this primary. So I want to introduce you to Evan, and he's going to say a few words about what's going to happen next so that all of us can get involved as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jim, and thanks to everybody who's here today. This is such a crowd. It's so cool to see. My name is Evan LeBron. I'm the field director here in Rhode Island for Senator Bernie Sanders. I come from an old mill town in Maine, not too far away. Where I grew up, the mill actually just shut down.
Speak up!
Where I grew up, the mill actually just shut down. And now, as it always has been, good-paying jobs where I grew up are disappearing. I'm sick of seeing my friends and my neighbors working 2 or 3 jobs and still barely scraping by. And I've been waiting my entire life for a leader like Bernie who will stand up for those. Now, we just have 16 days between now and April 26th. That's not a whole lot of time, but between now and that date, volunteers like you are going to persuade and mobilize every last voter that we need to win this state. Now, I started a while back. I started in June working for Bernie in New Hampshire.
Nice.
And I couldn't be happier to be here today in this state because I've had the distinct pleasure of watching this movement grow. From when we started in New Hampshire with 2 staff on the ground and about 10% support, everyone in the political establishment thought we were a joke. Could not take us seriously, thought we had no shot at victory. And just a few months later, we won that state by 22 points. And follow that through to today, where we have won 8 of the past 9 primaries or caucuses. And we didn't do that with corporate money. We didn't do that with super PACs. We did it with people like you, all across this country. We did it with people knocking on doors and making phone calls and doing the work that needs to be done to help Bernie win. Because this movement is something truly extraordinary. It's something unlike anything I have ever seen. And when we all stand together, there's nothing that we can't accomplish. I'm stealing that line, you probably heard it.
Well done.
But the work is starting here today in Rhode Island. We have stations set up for canvases. And I'd like to just take a moment to introduce you briefly to the organizers that are going to be working here in Providence. They may not be in this room, but they're somewhere around those tables. I'd love for you to introduce yourself to them. We have Blynn Curtis, a tremendous organizer working here, Hana Caldwell, and Sam Deeren, all working in this Providence area. You'll find them by the canvas tables. But we need to get to work. We need to talk to as many voters as we possibly can in these 16 days. And if every single person in this room goes out there and grabs a canvas packet, receives a training, works with the script, and talks to the voters in your neighborhood, in your community, we can and we will win the state of Rhode Island for Senator Bernie Sanders. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this movement. And thank you for joining us on the doors today. We'll be starting immediately after I get out of here. Again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this tremendous movement. Awesome. So like I said, we got canvassing to do, and you all look like a tremendous group of canvassers to me. So we have one table stationed right over here, a couple more outside. Please split yourself up approximately evenly so we can get you all trained and ready to go. Thank you so much. Well done.